Coming up on season 2 of the award-winning Yours in Education show, we're taking dance lessons with students in the International Baccalaureate program. How Placer County schools are developing internationally minded students, not just through the arts, but through some incredibly unique programs. Empowering minds and igniting futures. That's the goal of Western Placer Unified Student Senate program, where students are making their voices heard.
Such a great idea, and I just feel so honored to be part of it.
Plus, we're shining a light on a very special teacher today.
He has literally changed my son's life. It's incredible.
How Mr. Moore is taking a heartfelt approach with his young students. Welcome back to season 2 of the award-winning Yours in Education show, brought to you by the Placer County Office of Education. New episodes launch every other month here on YouTube, so make sure to hit subscribe to be notified when each new show launches, and we'd love to hear your comments on what programs you want to see next. I'm your host, Kellie DeMarco, and with me, as always, is the Placer County Superintendent of Schools, Gayle Garbolino-Mojica. Great to see you again today, Gayle.
Nice to see you as well.
So, for more than 15 years, Gayle has been recognized for her unwavering commitment to students and families in Placer County's 16 school districts. She also serves as an advocate for public education and facilitates awareness of educational and legislative issues across California. So, Gayle, we know that it is Women's History Month, so let's talk about that. And I have a couple stats here. 73% of California's teachers are women, and in Placer County, that number is even higher at 75%. So what is this telling you?
Kelly, what this tells me is the education profession is attractive to a lot of female employees and finds some real benefits with a school schedule that really meets their needs. What I find even more interesting, though, that even though 75% of our personnel in Placer County are females, when we start looking at the number of leadership positions that we have that have females in them, that number drops substantially. So I think the question that I've always posed to myself and to others is, why is there a gap between the number of employees that are females that work in a particular field versus the number of leaders in that particular field? So in Placer County, we have the majority of our leadership positions are occupied by our male colleagues. For example, at the superintendent level, we have 16 school districts. We only have 6 female leaders at that level. And every year we count and we track that. And maybe one year we got as high as 8, but rarely do we ever see like a 50-50 parity when it comes to gender in key leadership positions.
I know, though, that things have changed. I mean, you've been, with education and behind it for so many years. In fact, when you were elected, you were only one of 16 female county superintendents. You've also received a lot of awards along the way. Women in Business from the SAC Business Journal, the Athena Leadership Award, which is really important because this one from the Roseville Chamber really showcases how Gayle has supported so many women along the way. And I know that that's been really important for you.
That has been important for me. I remember when I first became a county superintendent in 2007, and I sat in a room with my 58 colleagues, and I looked around the room and I counted. And I came up with only 16 female county superintendents out of 58 county superintendents statewide. Every year in January, I sit at that table and I count. And right now we're around 23 female county superintendents, but we're still not at a 50% parity with our male counterparts. I think female leaders really do step up to the plate and are problem solvers and are able to manage multiple things at times, because in addition to being female leaders. Many of us are moms too.
Right.
So it's just something that I'm very passionate about. I meet with aspiring female leaders all the time, and I've really dedicated a lot of my professional career to mentoring and helping those succeed as well.
I love that. It's so important. So let's talk about this literacy initiative that you're working on. We know that reading obviously is an essential skill for kids' success in school and life, but 58% of California's third graders are reading below grade level. How do we fix that?
You know, Kelly, it's really important that we focus a lot of our efforts on the early years and reading, whether that's fluency, decoding, reading comprehension, listening and speaking. Literacy is all encompassing of those factors. In Placer County, we are launching a new program called Placer Reads Literacy Initiative that's going to focus just on that, really targeting our younger students so that by the time they're in third grade, they'll have a robust education and exposure to all of these crucial elements so that they can become fluent, competent readers as they progress through their academic career.
It sounds like a great program, Gayle. And if you'd like to learn more, you can visit placercoe.org. Well, let's jump into our first student spotlight. In the Roseville City School District, International Baccalaureate programs are being offered at Sargent Elementary and Ike Middle School, where students learn to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. Watch how their approach gets students on their feet.
Oliver, what are you going to invent? A circus robot? And being an IB school really is good for children. It's very inclusive of all children. It makes children feel like they belong, like their opinions matter. Yanti's idea is a marshmallow robot that goes around hugging people just to make people happy. It's been a big road of learning for all of us, but we all, as teachers, are excited about the idea of becoming better teachers and doing the best that we can for our students.
You do that.
I love having parents in the classroom for a variety of reasons, but often with IB we're doing hands-on activities. For example, today we're doing weaving.
The IB principles that the kids are learning are great for our children to see how they impact the community. So if they're learning about kindness, how are they kind in their community? How are they kind in the world?
And being an IB school really is good for children. Oh, I like your flying lion. That's why I do love Sargent School.
I love to see how kids just come out of their shells, how they try something new.
Joy, every single day.
It's like as they build step or pattern after step or pattern, then you see that confidence in them. Like a big part of it is focused on the IB learner profile traits with teaching the whole student as opposed to just the academics.
And it's great because when we're walking around campus, and this is the essence of IB, you can come here and anywhere you are at any given time, you can watch kids dance. You can walk across campus and hear buzzing because the engineering class is in effect. You can walk next door and see kids on a green screen doing a vlog. Our identity is IB, but our personality is kindness and compassion and service to others.
I just think it's so cool how we get to take like a language class and then also like ballroom and also at the same time. And then I also think it's gonna really help me when I get older and, expanding my hobbies and knowing different languages.
You get all the normal academics like the math, science, all that stuff, but you also get the world language as well as the arts.
It makes us truly unique when it comes to not only our district, but in the surrounding areas. It's the support that you get from Superintendent Garcia and from all of the Board of Trustees that we have. So it's the incredible support that we get from Roseville City, not only money-wise, but from personnel and the people who really invest in our school. And we feel it all the time. We feel it every day.
Well, we saw a lot of smiles and high-fiving after dance class. Teachers tell us this is just one way their students are really learning to come out of their shells. Well, elsewhere in Placer County, students are making their voices heard. That's the goal of the Student Senate program, bringing together students from elementary, middle, and high school into one room. The goal is to find out what needs attention in their schools and make more impactful decisions at the district level.
This means we
different types of classes that you'd get to do.
We wanted to have student leadership and student voice throughout the district. And so we invited over 120 students in grades 4th through 12th grade to join us from all of the schools across the district. We had them walk around in a gallery walk and provide input into the different areas so that we can then build that into our LCAP this year as we're writing it, and then assign some resources so that student voice is prevalent throughout the document.
Teaching more sports. Farming, there you go.
Implementing more like real life skills.
Yeah. Like I feel more respected because we get to do all these things around campus and in school, and I think the teachers that listen to that are way more successful than the teachers that don't. And also like communication is a big thing that we need to work on.
I have never gotten the chance to be part of really important decisions, and I think it's such a great idea, and I just feel so honored to be part of it. Like more assemblies.
It really is about voice and choice, and as adults we oftentimes do adultism, and we think we know because we were young once, and so therefore we're experts at youth.
In the future years, and as this goes on, it'll become better, and we can build those relationships and be able to be open to having the tougher conversations.
And it's always going to be around the key supports and opportunities that youth need to become healthy adults. By being a part of this process, it really is going to have an impact on what they're able to see and do as they continue on in their education.
Thank you for starting the program. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for everything that you've brought to us and you've brought to the district.
So those students are going to continue to refine their action plans, and then they're going to come up with strategies to implement them. It was so fun spending time with these students, Gayle, and I have to say, we learned that they're from all different backgrounds, all different places in their education, but they're already becoming great leaders.
I thought one of the comments that one of the students made, which was no decision about them without them, was so poignant. And I'm just so proud at what Western Placer has been able to do, and these students who are really entering into leadership roles and advocacy about what affects them and what they need from their education. This is just brilliant.
I think it is too, and I have to say, we were interviewing one of the oldest ones that was graduating, and she was so proud of the program but sad to leave because she really wanted to have more of a lasting legacy. But she said, you know, the 4th graders are going to come right up in the ranks and they're going to be doing great when she's gone.
And I would say to that student who is aging out of the K-12 system that there'll be more opportunities for her to give her voice as she continues in her future.
Absolutely. As you know, Yours in Education loves to recognize teachers who've gone above and beyond for their students. And this month, we're excited to introduce you to Ian Moore. He serves at one of Placer County's severe multiple disabilities regional programs. It's designed for medically fragile or severely medically disabled students. Take a look at why Mr. Moore is a shining example of how to connect and care.
Move on back, move on back.
The Placer County Office of Education, we have 5 severe multiple disabilities or SMD programs.
7 clever caterpillars creeping through some sticks.
We're lucky to have Ian Moore, who serves one of our programs here at Catherine Gates.
DJ's here today, we all shout.
I really love that I get to work with a group of kids that don't look like a typical group of kiddos.
This is gonna be a wonderful day.
It really just kind of spoke to me the first time I walked in, and I had an emotional response.
Good job, Ruben, I love it.
And I just said, okay. And I think about 3 weeks later, I signed up for my teaching credential to do special ed.
3 pictures, I want you to look before you choose.
These programs are really intended to help support these students with all of their needs: communication, academics, health, gross motor, and helping these students really be able to succeed.
We'll put on your splints first, okay?
And one of the things that I have always appreciated about Ian is his ability to connect with students and his ability to believe in the human spirit in each one of them.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. I love that.
It's incredibly meaningful. I mean, we really develop these close ties with our families. In a lot of cases, our students, outside of their home, this is the only place that they get to go on a regular basis.
Can you open? Great job. Let's turn to the first page. Can you turn?
Roman is a 7-year-old boy, my son. He's so special. He has chromosome 14 deletion with severe delays.
All right, now we're building momentum. I love this.
I don't know what Ian's magic touch is, but he has literally changed my son's life. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Good job. Keep going. They're fully capable if you treat them with the same kindness, respect, and the same expectation as you would any kiddo that's K through 3. It's what I really try to do, to honor and respect them as a person first, and then that drives me to push them forward to see what they're really capable of.
All right, nice job this morning, everybody. You guys are so awesome.
There are SMD programs in Roseville and Newcastle serving students from preschool all the way through the age of 22. This program relies on a highly trained staff that collaborates with service providers, parents, and outside agencies. And Gayle, you can just really feel how much Mr. Moore cares about his students.
I can't agree more. I remember to this day, the first day that I actually walked into Ian Moore's classroom 18 years ago, and I was struck by his compassion, what he was doing with the students, and truly, truly remarkable. And I've enjoyed having him on staff all these years, and what he does for our students is phenomenal.
It really is. Heart of gold for Mr. Moore, that's for sure. Well, we have so many great stories to share with you in season 2. Coming up in May, we shift our focus to the state's budget, and we're going to talk to Gayle about what that means for our schools. And Project Lead the Way is an engaging STEM program that really focuses on problem solving. We'll show you how schools are fueling a passion for discovery at the middle school level and taking that knowledge into high school. And then finally, a sneak peek inside one of the first virtual reality classes in Placer County, where students are gaining skills for the future. Well, thank you so much for watching Yours in Education, brought to you by the Placer County Office of Education. Don't forget to catch all of our episodes right here on our YouTube channel at Placer_COE. Thanks again, Gayle.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.